No, yeah, I'll just use this. This works fine.
Okay. You have like PVC pipe or like a broomstick or something you can use like that?
Yeah, Dad, get the bigger one behind the shed. We have two PVC pipes. This one might be a little small. It goes up to my belly button.
Yeah, I mean, we can use that for something. If you have another one, we
Yeah,
could.
we have one that's like 6 foot tall, so.
That would be good. We would use that.
My dad's getting that right now.
All right, yeah, that's good. No, then otherwise I think you're good. What take me through the last 2 to 3 weeks. What have you been doing?
So I'd say like 5 to 6 times a week I've been setting up my net, all this outside, right over there in the grass, and been hitting out the tee. And then before everything was like completely shut down because all the schools are like locked and stuff, I would go to the like Sandberg and hit. I've gone to Westpo a few times, but yeah.
But
yeah,
the last 2 or 3 weeks, and not that we're going to be able to do any of this today, but it's been tee work or soft toss from dad or your brother. No live, right?
No live pitching.
You also clearly haven't had a haircut in 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Wait, no, yesterday, Brody.
I don't have that problem, as you can tell. I've been cutting my own hair.
Yeah, but yesterday Brody and I went to Westpo, and he threw to me, but it wasn't like 100%. It was like 65% maybe, but behind an L screen, so it wasn't live pitching. It was kind of just overhand.
Yeah. All right, well, here, this is no different than how we would start anything else. I want you to go through just a tee progression. Oh, here's one other thing you might want since you're in the garage. Do you have like a pad or like a throwdown base if I want you to kneel down so your knee isn't on the concrete?
Yeah.
Just something so, again, you're not wearing your knees out.
Yeah. So usually I just start with outside.
Well, I'm gonna give you the progression, so I'm telling you that to start. That's how I want you to start. Is one.
All right.
So, and can you see my tee and my setup right here?
Okay. I have that. My dad's giving me something to kneel down on, so.
So when he gets back, what I want you to do is start one knee down, and let's do 5 bottom hand, 5 top hand, right? 5 two-handed swings from this one knee position. So
all right.
Then let's go up and let's go no stride. Yeah, then let's just go no stride, same thing. 5 bottom hand, 5 top hand, 5 two hands. And then just let's go 5 just regular swings from that point. So that's
right.
5 swings that I'm just take your time, that I'm just going to sit here and watch you through that set.
All right.
Make sure you stay connected here. Don't let yourself it's easy to happen when you only have one hand, that you don't get too far away from yourself here.
All right.
Short, that back elbow gets in the slot early.
Okay.
There you go. Just ride this palm up as long as you can through contact.
All right.
Well, here, go back here. Go back. Give me 2 more just top hand. That's what I meant there. Right? Feel that ride, top hand, palm up as long as you can through contact.
All right.
Yeah, now two-handed from the knee. All right, so yeah, now let's go standing up, but no stride. So get your base to the point that you've already landed. And again, just like you normally would, when we're at heel plant, when we're down, you should feel that back heel pop, that knee pinch towards the target. So you're in that kind of launch position from here, and we're just going right directly to the ball.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so bottom hand, top hand, both?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I lied. Yeah, your bottom hand here, 5, 5, and 5. Be seated. Feel your legs work for you. You can take your time. You can reset between these reps.
All right.
Feel that lower half. Feel that back hip explode through contact. Good. Yeah, repeat that. That's more explosive. Hey, no different than we do inside too. Change where your eyes are. Start with your eyes out in front.
All right.
And pick up the ball. Hey, slow down a little bit here. Hey, before you go here again, make sure, like I'm talking about, now we're on two hands. Remember, you've just gone through the side and you're ready to explode. So you are here. This is, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Inside my knees from my back foot right now.
Yeah.
Ready to go. So I want you to feel all of this on the inner half lead the way. Boom, as we get the contact.
All right.
Position right now.
All right. All right.
Give me two more of those. Or here, set up on that again. I want to retouch on that.
The same thing?
Yeah, just get set up. Don't swing. Get set up like I wanted you to be set up. Where do you feel pressure right now on that back, like in your quad? Do you feel it on the front of your quad or on the inside of your quad?
Inside.
Okay. All right. That's just what I want to make sure that you're moving forward. You're moving in that direction and you're not coming out and around. All right. Go two more from there with that lower half leading the way. All right, good. Now let's just go. Last 5 are just standard.
All right.
Again, take your time in and out of the box, eyes out in front, and then start your swing. Visualize the pitcher, the delivery, go through that whole process. Good. Go one more.
All right.
All right, good. Is there a car parked in the driveway right now?
There's not, no.
Okay, there's no holes in that net, right?
No, we're good.
Give me, again, obviously we're not right next to each other right now, so give me some feedback from those 35 swings. How did you feel, good, bad, or the other? And then reference top hand or bottom hand. What makes more sense? What feels more natural?
So it all felt good. Felt like a good swing. I'd say my top hand is doing a lot of work and that my bottom hand should be doing more than it already is, because I feel like I'm not getting as much power as I have to give. So I feel like one of my hands isn't doing enough, and I think that's my bottom hand.
Okay, if I gave you the choice and I said, hey, I want you to do 5 swings and I want you to hit as, with the idea of you being more successful right now, which hand would you pick to use, the top or the bottom?
Probably my top hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's, again, Coach Hall and I talked last week when we did one of these videos. That's your dominant hand. That's your left hand. So that's not unusual. You're going to feel like more work's happening there because that's your left hand and you're left-handed. Okay.
All right.
Let's, with that idea in mind, let's go through some rewinds then right now, so we can feel, because at some point we talked about this. You're in your stance and we start to go. We start our swing, and to me, we talk about getting in the slot early, getting the elbow to rotate underneath, right, getting connected, and then we start working our way to the ball. Right? And I feel like the bottom hand is what helps us work out in front. But then at some point, the top hand's got to kind of take over and they start working together so the barrel will come. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
So let's do some rewind sets where you feel when what hand becomes more dominant. You know, when is my top hand doing more work? When is my bottom hand doing more work? So with that in mind, this is what I want kind of this to look like. And let's do this, Antonio, let's do this from 3 different planes, because the pitch location might change that feel too. So start with it all the way down, like I have it right now. All right? And, I mean, we've done these before a million times.
Yeah.
Low stride, pause, give me kind of a slow motion. The contact, feel how you got there. Rewind out of it. Now, when you rewind out of it, it's important to me that you rewind out the same way you got there. Don't just rewind out of it. You with me so far?
Yeah.
So boom. Rewind out of it, that short route, and then you can go and hit. So let's do 5, and I'll give you feedback as we go, but let's do 5 at this plane, which is, you know, knee high, and then let's go belt high, and then let's kind of go high tee a little bit in the top of the zone.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Back up on that. So give me load stride. Give me a little half a second pause, and then start the launch.
All right.
Okay, good. Yeah, just like that. And then after we do these 5 from here, let's give me some feedback on what it feels like.
All right.
Like, I can say, at least on that swing right there, to me, it looked like your hands started getting out in front a little too soon. Make sure that you're rotating underneath and we're getting behind it before we don't want to be too steep. We don't want to be chopping wood. All right? Make sure you feel the hands stay back and you get behind it before we start moving forward. All right, let's go to belt high now. You just raise it up a little bit. And again, as you're elevating the ball, you might want to move it out over the plate a little bit more. That's up to you. But hey, let's add something here. As you do the rewind part of this, Antonio,
Yeah.
what you're doing looks good. So we're here, how you're getting the contact. Can you see me completely?
Yeah.
As you rewind out of this and your hands and your hips and your shoulders, let's try to minimize the rewind here.
Okay.
That way I want you to feel some of that torque that I want you to create as we whip back to the ball. All right?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna restart. You want me to not move my back foot at all once I get to contact with you on?
I want to see what your body will allow you to do from a flexibility standpoint. So when you rewind, I want you to get your shoulders and your hips back square to the pitcher, but I want to minimize what your lower half, I'm pointing like you can see me.
Yeah.
I want you to minimize what your lower half, how your lower half works out of that, if that makes sense.
All right.
When you get back to launch right there, with your hands at launch right there, you should feel tension in your core, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Down low that you've got to unleash to head back towards the baseball. And the idea is that if we're taking a good route the first time, when you go back full speed, we're going to go back through that good route.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Hey, I want you to hold your finish on this swing right here. All right.
All right.
Good. I want you to feel you're moving.
Oh.
Do it again. It's all right. Just do it again. Hold your finish and let me talk to you for a second before you come out of it.
All right.
What I feel right now is your belly button now at finish, your belt buckle is pointing out in front of you, correct?
Yeah.
Pointing out to the pitcher. All right, go ahead and relax. All right. To me, by making sure your lower half is set and exploding, that helps you post-contact. When I say post-contact, I mean after you hit the ball, that your hips and everything finish through extension. When we started, this is you, This is one of the things we talked about before. When you're just taking the regular swings, that doesn't always happen. Your hands and your route and your path work, but you're not helping enough from underneath. All right. So let's go 5 more high tee. And again, I want you to think about, again, just like you just did, make sure you finish. And when I say finish, I mean finish with your lower half and your hips and your core.
All right.
Okay, good.
Wait, I have a question. Do you want me to do the same thing that we finished there last time? Keep my back foot the same, or do you want me to go all the way back?
When you always, man, anytime, if you didn't understand this before, anytime we do this rewind drill, which we've done, right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset I want you to have. I want you to feel your shoulders and your hips re-squaring up and your lower half staying engaged.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Here, give me two more at that spot. Good. All right. Hey, and this is not a big deal, but just out of curiosity, do you have 2 tees?
No, I only have one.
That's all right. So we won't do any double T stuff. I was just thinking down the road. All right. Any feedback there? Just going through that rewind, what we talked about. How did that feel? Where in your swing plane do you feel like, do you always feel like it's both hands working together? Do you feel like your bottom hand is the driving force at one point and then the top hand takes over? Just break that down in your own words.
I think it kind of varies for me, so it's inconsistent that either my bottom hand does too much or my top hand does too much. But most of the time, I'd say it's my bottom hand and then my top hand. Like it works together. Like I get my bottom hand here and then my top hand takes over.
Okay, and that's what I want you to feel. That they're not. To me, like I said, I feel like your bottom hand is more the driving force that gets us out in front. Okay, and really kind of that's what I was looking for you to say is kind of, when does the top hand take over? Is it in the middle of my body? To me, it's more once we get out to our front hip. All right, top hand's got to start helping with the barrel, or I'm just going to make coverage and I'm going to pull off. Right, the top hand is what brings the barrel through and hopefully keeps me out in front and staying, true to my target or back where it came from, and I'm not pulling off everything. All right. So yeah, once you get out off of that front hip, as we talk about here, knock that ball off the tee. Let's do 3 of these real quick, and I can see you on the camera before we do the next tee drill. So this is still a rewind, but this is just a dry swing. So again, you got me?
Yeah.
Can you see the top of my bat right now?
No.
That's all right. Can you see the top of my barrel now?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go real slow. I want you to tell me to stop when the barrel gets below the knob, like that.
Okay.
Barrel's above the knob right now, right?
Yeah.
Now
Right. Yeah. Right there.
stop when I'm there.
Stop.
What about now?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Where am I now?
Even?
Even. Okay. And I would tell you the knob is out in front of my front hip.
Yeah.
But what the important thing for me is that the barrel doesn't get below your hands until your hands are in front of your front hip.
All right. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear what you just said right there.
So what I want you to feel is that your barrel doesn't get below your hands until your hands get out to your front hip.
All right.
With me there?
Yeah.
So this rewind, we will hit. We'll do 5 rewind swings this way. We won't have to go to contact. And then we'll do the step tunes that I want to do next. So this is going to be same thing. Take yourself to where you feel like the barrel is now below your hands. All right. To me, I feel it there. I'm going to rewind now and then go ahead.
Okay.
And let's see where in your swing that happens.
I feel it right there.
I can see it right there.
Oh.
No, once you get there, I don't want you to hit from there. Rewind from there and then go.
All right.
Do you feel like your hands are out in front at that point, or do you feel tied up?
I feel tied up.
Okay, then I'm telling we need to get going out. We need to get moving forward sooner and not lose the barrel.
Yeah. All right.
That forward movement is what's going to pull the barrel in behind you.
Okay.
You froze up on my end on that one. I mean, no big deal, but I missed that swing.
All right. Go. Hey, Coach.
What's up, man?
Nothing much. How about you?
We're hanging in there.
All right.
From here, that looked good. And now raise the tee up a little bit here. More belt high for 2 or 3 more. Again, make sure I've been talking about getting your hands out in front, which is key to make this happen. But before that even happens, make sure you've gotten into the slot first.
Yeah. All right.
Here we come. And then we can release the barrel. Hands back as you rotate underneath. Boom.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's all right. Right idea. One more from here. One more good one. Good. All right. All right. So let's move right on here to these step throughs with that mindset of you moving forward. All right. So we're going to have you move here a little bit. So again, hopefully you can see me. If you lose me in the screen for any reason, just holler at me.
All right.
Again, none of this is new, man. This is all stuff I think we've done.
Yeah.
As if you've already taken your stride, right, to figure out where you would want to be. And then all we're going to do, I'm probably going to leave the camera. We're going to heel click. You still got me?
Yeah.
And we're going to go back into that same posture.
Okay.
And we're just walking through this. So boom, boom. And feeling forward movement as we finish.
All right.
That make sense?
Yeah.
And I think your camera's in a pretty good spot right now that I'll be able to see all that.
All right.
Yeah, now take your time. So together, separate. Good idea. And just feel extension here. Make sure you're not pulling off and you're finishing out in front. Again, that back hip exploding through like we talked about earlier.
All right.
Do this with some momentum. And one more. Do one more. Just how do you, well, you don't have to do one more. You can, but when you finish those and we got you moving forward, where do you feel like you're staying through it at contact, or do you feel like you're pulling off or flying on any of them?
I feel like I'm staying through pretty good.
Okay. I mean, I don't see anything that would tell me the otherwise. Let's do one more. Same thing.
All right.
Got it. All right. So now with that same concept in mind and kind of making sure we don't pull off on any swings regardless of location. When we've done these before in the facility, this is normally a double T drill.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it. The first one, we're going to go dry swing and then T swing.
Okay.
So,
I actually have this tee. It doesn't hold the ball too well.
you have one of those brush tees. That's
Yeah.
all right. You can do this with a dry swing. I think it's fine.
All right.
So again, you want to have the tee set up so it's up and out over the plate as if you're going to hit a line drive over the shortstop's head. So if you need to move the tee, maybe slide the plate, to the other side of the net a little bit, so you're still hitting it into the center of the net.
All right.
Hold on, come on back over here for a second so you can see me. So again, I'm a left-handed hitter, so I'm over here.
Yeah.
So if this is the ball I'm hitting, fastball up and out over the plate. Okay.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
is the ball right here, down and in, where you're going to take your dry swing.
All right.
Okay. So I want to see a good swing as if we're making contact into the right center field gap on this swing, finish. All right. Under the ball, balanced, rewind out of that, and then come back and hit this ball
Okay.
to the left center field. So the rep in itself, I'll set up again too. Just give you one. All right, so I got this elevated outer half. But my first swing is a ball down here, middle in, where I'm going pull side with, and here's my dry swing on that. Good. Same thing like we talked about with your lower half. I'm going to rewind out of this. I'm going to try to keep my lower half engaged, and then I'm going that ball more the other way.
All right.
Okay? Again, take your time.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, bro.
Go through the regular rewind, just like we did before. Don't just bring it back.
Oh, wait.
Two more. You froze up on that one again, so just give me one more again.
All right.
All right, good. All right. Again, how do you feel? Come on over, just sit and talk with me for a second. How does your swing feel to you? I mean, from here, as we talk about all the time, I think your swing looks pretty solid. There's things in there, and based on the tee work that I chose to do today, because your tendencies have typically been to peel off with your front hip and fly open a little bit, or drift at times once you get down. The hard thing right now for everybody is, as good as the tee is, we ideally want to see pitches coming. We want to work on our timing and our rhythm and all those things from that game at bats and live batting practice give us that's really hard to find time to do right now. So tell me how your swing feels, good, bad, or in between.
It feels pretty good. I don't feel I'm flying open anymore. I feel like I'm staying on the ball.
Yeah. And as you know, every time we do these things, like right now, and we went long right there, that was 40-some minutes so far. But normally we would do, 20, 25 minutes of tee work, and then we'd start to transition into front toss and see if the drills that we just did, do they apply, and does the good mechanical work that we just did transition now to ball coming at you. All right. And that's what's hard to do right now. Do you have, and so this is, I'm giving you an idea now as a way to still do that at home without a cage, right?
Yeah.
You guys have a backyard,
Yeah.
have this net, okay? So you could still have dad, your brother, whomever pitch to you into the net where you're not swinging and you're still working on your load stride,
Yeah.
okay? So you're still getting that rhythm and timing. Can you tell me what shape that is?
Triangle.
Fantastic. Great job. Can you tell me what shape that is?
Circle.
Okay. Can you tell me what color that is?
Red.
Tell me what color that is.
Blue.
Who says e-learning doesn't work? All right.
Exactly.
Can you tell me what shape and what color this is when it's being thrown at you, from 40 feet? Ideally, I mean, so that's the idea I'm giving you. Take some baseballs at home and put a square, put a triangle, green, blue, red, black, whatever. And that's a way for you to go through rhythm, timing, tracking with your eyes, seeing a pitch thrown where you're actually not hitting it because we just can't hit live right now. Okay.
Yeah. So I have these mini wiffle balls,
Okay.
and I have a wiffle ball bat. So I try to hit those. Like my dad throws them to me, and that's what I do to see, I guess, real pitching, or just to like see a ball.
Awesome.
I also have this. Well, there's another half to this wiffle ball bat that I broke, and I could use that to like swing, but I wouldn't hit the ball.
Perfect. That was going to be the next thing I was going to tell you. If you have we have old wooden bats that we've cut off, that are broken, that will just come off. So all you have is the knob, and you can still take a swing, but you're never actually going to hit it. The wiffle ball, wiffles are great. So keep doing it. Those are good, but same idea. So how many of those wiffles do you have?
I think 18 or 19.
Okay, so color, do the same thing. Color 4 of them red, 4 of them blue, 4 of them green, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And dad or your brother, whoever can pick, Antonio, this is a red round. Okay?
Yeah.
He's going to pile all those balls up, and he's going to start quick throwing them at you. And you're only going to hit the red ones. You're going to let the other ones go by. Hey, this is a green round. But you're only going to swing at one of every 4 because you're waiting for green, whatever it is, and then we're going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's just some live ideas that you can do. There's no point in us doing that here.
Yeah.
That's a different. Right now we're working on a swing. We're tracking and rhythm and timing is another aspect that's hard for us to do. So there's some homework, so to speak, and some ideas where you can still get some of that without the net around you and without actually being able to hit. All right, let's do one more before we kind of sign off, kind of one more full kind of T progression. And same idea, I want you to, this is a movement drill, but so before we did step throughs, these are stacks where I want you to feel stacked up and loaded on your backside, but then I want you to feel that you get off of it and you're explosive and that back hip still gets through the zone. So here's how this is going to work. And you're just set up here down the middle again, okay? Belt high or thigh high, whatever your comfort zone is, okay? Get set up like you're going to hit, okay? Right. And then we're just going to kind of center our feet. We're going to come together. Okay? We're going to step back and then into our load stride. So this step back is going to feel, make sure you're on the inside, but you're going to feel that you get stacked up. And then I want you to make sure that you work back to the ball and you get moving forward as you land, and that this really finishes through the zone.
Okay.
So let's do that the same way. Let's do 5 belt high, and then let's do 5 high T, because sometimes I think high T is the harder version of this.
Okay.
Good. When you go into that load, when you go into that step back, make sure you stay on the inner half. I don't want you to feel any pressure or weight get to the top of, the front of, or the back side of your quad. Make sure it all stays on the inside. Okay. I could see you thinking about it there.
No. High?
Yeah, now go high T. So, letter high, top of the strike zone. Stay on plane. And we talked about keeping your barrel on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, don't come up, don't come off the table. Stay on the table as long as you can. All right. Good. One more. Oh, good. All right, last thing real quick. Well, here, take one more. You got the ball.
All right.
All right, this is just another it's kind of like homework or just a reminder. Dude, you got one of these?
Do we have a jumper? We used to. Me, bro. We might. I don't think so. Yeah, Giovanni broke our jump ropes.
Not a big deal, but just something that I think that a lot of people have laying around. Jump rope, man. I make our kids at Robinson jump rope every day. It forces you on the balls of your feet. It's good exercise, but it breeds, it forces that athletic posture that we talk about so much in your hitting. Right? So jumping rope or simulation of jump rope.
I can do that.
Same kind of little concept that can help. So, all right, man. What questions do you have for me from what we did today? Then I'm going to sign us off, and then we can talk about setting up the next couple ones.
All right. One question I have: should I be doing these drills every day, or should I take swings and do drills that I think would help with what I'm doing wrong? If something new comes up, or
say that again, though. Just say that again, so I make sure I understand.
Should I be doing these same drills every day?
You don't have to do all these same drills every day. These are drills that, in having worked together before, that I think are drills that make sense to you. And I think for everybody, I think you need to get a T progression that makes sense to you to start on days that you go and hit. It doesn't have to be exact. Like today, I gave you on a knee 5, 5, and 5. Standing up, no stride, 5, 5, and 5, and then 5 regular swings. So we gave you 35 swings as a progressional warm-up before we even really got going. Apply that concept, whatever, and it might be different. It might be, like you said, this might, I might feel like I'm casting from my top hand. So I want to do 75% of my reps with the top hand. Instead of doing 5 and 5, I'm going to do 7 and 3. And you can vary up how you want, so it's not monotonous and boring.
Yeah.
But I think give yourself, right now when we're doing so much T work, give yourself a schedule, man. Write it down. I'm going to hit for 45 minutes, and this is how I'm going to do it. Instead of getting out there and just hit. No different than that's what I planned for us today. Right, and then I watched you hit, and then I altered from what I had planned to do a couple of different drills. So it's about feel, no doubt. How you feel, switch it up, make changes, move the ball around in the zone. Don't just practice right down the middle. And like I said with these guys here, I think your wiffle ball idea is a good one. So you're mixing up exactly what you're doing. And
balls are like the size of a ping pong ball, so they're like this one.
so it's not just you hitting off the fence all the time. What else?
I think that's it. I'll just
All right, hang tight here for 2 seconds.
All right.